Hello student, good morning. I am Dr. Ajay Kumar Sinha, Professor of Chemistry. Today I am going to discuss tropospheric pollution. Last class I have already discussed some portion of tropospheric pollution. I have already started environmental chemistry new chapter. In that I have discussed environmental pollution introduction, and in that I have discussed tropospheric pollution. Under the tropospheric pollution, two categories are there. Major parts are gaseous and particulate pollutants. Under tropospheric pollution, gaseous air pollution and particulate pollutants. These two are the major tropospheric pollution. Then that I have discussed gaseous air pollution I have discussed. In that I have discussed oxides of sulfur. I have discussed oxides of sulfur, and now I am going to discuss this oxides of carbon. Hydrocarbons also I have discussed. Oxides of carbon now I am going to discuss. Under the oxides of carbon, there are two oxides of carbon. First is carbon monoxide and second is carbon dioxide. These are gaseous pollutant. And now carbon monoxide, you already knowing that it is a poisonous gas, CO. Carbon monoxide is one of the most serious air pollutants. It is a colorless and odorless gas, highly poisonous to living beings because of its ability to block the delivery of oxygen to the organs and tissues. It is produced as a result of incomplete combustion of carbon. Carbon monoxide is mainly released into the air by automobile exhaust. Other sources which produce carbon monoxide involve incomplete combustion of coal, firewood, petrol, etc. The number of vehicles has been increasing over the year all over the world. Many vehicles are poorly maintained and several have inadequate pollution control equipment, resulting in the release of greater amount of carbon monoxide and other polluting gases. In this carbon monoxide, it binds to hemoglobin. How actually it creates problem to human being, that I am telling you. It binds to hemoglobin to form carboxyhemoglobin. It binds to hemoglobin to form carboxyhemoglobin, which is about 300 times more stable than the oxygen hemoglobin complex. It forms complex with oxygen also, but But with carbon monoxide, it forms a 300 times more stable complex than oxygen. Oxygen hemoglobin complex is weak, not very strong, but this complex with carbon monoxide is 3 times more stable than the oxygen hemoglobin complex. In blood, when the concentration of carboxyhemoglobin reaches about 3-4%, the oxygen carrying capacity of blood is greatly reduced. It becomes less. This oxygen deficiency results into headache, weak eyesight, nervousness, and cardiovascular disorder. This is the reason why people are advised not to smoke. In pregnant women who have the habit of smoking the in who have habit of smoking, the increased carbon monoxide level in blood may induce premature birth and spontaneous abortion and deformed deformed babies. These are the very negative point. Now I am going to discuss about carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a release into the atmosphere by respiration, burning of fossil fuels for energy, and by decomposition of limestone during the manufacture of cement. Carbon dioxide, it is well known, carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere. How? Then first, by respiration. You will think how? By respiration? Then every person releases carbon dioxide. Every person are taking oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. That is the one way. And other way, burning up fossil, means wood and petrol, like that. Burning of fossil fuels for energy. And third, by decomposition of limestone during the manufacture of cement. It is also emitted during volcanic eruption. Carbon dioxide gas is confined to troposphere only. It is not going to stratosphere. It is confined to troposphere only. Normally, it forms about 0.03% by volume of the atmosphere. With the increased use of fossil fuels, a large amount of carbon dioxide gets released into the atmosphere. Excess of carbon dioxide, means CO2, in the air is removed by green plants. Green plants is very you can say important, because it absorbs carbon dioxide. Excess of CO2 in the air is removed by green plants, and this maintains an appropriate level of CO2 in the atmosphere. Green plants require CO2 for photosynthesis. This is very important application of carbon dioxide. Green plants require CO2, means carbon dioxide, for photosynthesis, and they in turn, means these plants in turn emit oxygen, thus maintaining the delicate balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen. Means excess oxygen it is absorbing and it is releasing oxygen gas. excess carbon dioxide it is absorbing, and they are releasing oxygen, and that's why they are maintaining the delicate balance. Okay. Deforestation and burning of fossil fuel increases the carbon dioxide level. That's why we should not cut the plants and trees. Deforestation and burning of fossil both are dangerous. Deforestation and burning of fossil fuel increases the CO2 level and disturb the balance in the atmosphere. The increased amount of CO2 in the air is mainly responsible for global warming. This in global warming main contribution is due to the CO2, carbon dioxide gas. Now I am going to tell about the details about the global warming and greenhouse effect. Here in a simple way you can understand. Before going to details, I want to brief it. Here these things, two terms are there: global warming and greenhouse effect. Actually what happens that I am talking about the global warming, means all over the world on earth temperature is rising. Why temperature is rising? Then carbon dioxide is increasing, amount of carbon dioxide is increasing everywhere on the world. Many vehicles are there, two-wheeler, four-wheelers, and industries, various type of industries, all are releasing carbon dioxide. Correct? One thing. And not only that, when fuels like petrol, diesel, kerosene, wood, when it will burn, then along with the carbon dioxide, it releases other gases also, like methane, ethane, propane, butane, isobutane, all are hydrocarbon. It releases hydrocarbon also. Then what happens? These gases, now they have capacity to absorb the sunlight. Even the water vapor, moisture in our atmosphere, moisture is also there. Then all these carbon dioxide, ethane, methane, propane, hydrocarbon, any other type of hydrocarbon, butane, pentane, these are in less quantity, but all type of hydrocarbon, they have capacity to absorb the heat. That's why you can say temperature of the earth is increasing, and this is called actually global warming. Temperature is, average temperature of the earth is 15 degrees centigrade, but now this temperature is increasing. Then what will happen if this temperature will increase? How it is going to affect? Then when temperature will increase, then you know that many mountains are covered with ice, correct? Then hilly area, mountains and other things, that all are covered with ice. Then that will melt. When it will, you know that water is 70, if you will think that around 70% water is there on the earth. Then these waters are not only in the sea and ocean. It is many mountains are covered with, big mountains are covered with ice. Then this ice will melt. When ice will melt, then what will happen, you know? That will come to the lowland area. Means near the mountains or sea or ocean. Many sea oceans are also covered with ice. Then when this will melt, then their water will come to the low land area, and many cities are now just it is near that type of mountain or seas where that is covered with ice. Then even 10 centimeter, 15 centimeter, it will melt. Then now that water will come, and that water are sufficient to dip the entire cities, and it will create big problem. Then these are the main things why you can say people are fearing from global warming. And also if heat will be more, then we feel problem. Okay, human being also feel problem. It creates different type of problems. That's why global warming has been given importance. Now all over the world countries are making conference seminar for all the things how to reduce the global warming. And greenhouse effect, it is related to this only, global warming, greenhouse effect. Actually in cold countries for plantation, because in cold countries what will happen, everywhere low temperature will be there, nothing can be grown, plant can't be grown, everywhere white means everywhere ice, as there can't be any plant can't be grown. Then if they want to grow the plant, then some heat is required, only then they can grow the plant. Then there they are using a greenhouse. That house is made up from glass, big glass will be there. Then now they are growing plant under this house, glass house. Then in glass house what happens, that when light comes, they will enter the glass, and actually that glass will cover big area, land also, soil will be there, plant will be there, and it will covered with glass. Then when sunlight will enter to the glass, then this soil and plant will absorb the heat, and in return they will emit infrared. This plant and soil, they will absorb, first of all they will absorb, and heat will not go outside, because after the absorbing this heat, plant and soil, they will return some infrared, that will be also that, because it is opaque, glass will be opaque, they will not allowed to go outside all, 50% reflection will be there. Okay, and whatever is going infrared, that will again 50% will come back. Whatever reflection is coming back, it is opaque, it will not go back, because already it is absorbed by the soil and plant, that light already absorbed. Whatever it is going as a infrared, that 50% also it is absorbed by the plant and soil. In that way, that area will become warm and plant will grow. This is actually called greenhouse, because there all plants will be green. That's why that became just like a house for the plant. That is called greenhouse, and because it is creating temperature, that is called greenhouse effect. Due to that increased temperature in cold countries, that is suitable for the plantation. Even they can grow tree also. Then this is called actually greenhouse effect. You have created temperature. Then now both are now global warming and greenhouse effect both are related. That is, for a small area it is covered with glass. But now you think about the entire world. Entire world is also just like a greenhouse. Greenhouse. You will tell how? Then now everywhere air is there. Actually, just whole world you can think it is a covered with air blanket. Air is everywhere. Air is just like we in the winter we use a blanket. We use sleeping time we are using blanket to feel warm, to get warm. Like that way, entire world on the earth, everywhere air is there. Troposphere I told, oxygen is air is there, that it functions as a blanket, and only in this air nitrogen gas is there, oxygen is there, other gases what I told you, hydrocarbon like methane, ethane, these gases are also present there. These gases also absorb the heat and it maintains the heat on the earth that is required for us. We also want heat. 15 degree I told you average temperature of the earth. Then here these gases will contribute in maintaining the heat or temperature on the earth. But now you think if their carbon dioxide will be more you can say hydrocarbon will be there artificially means by I can say by vehicles, by industries. Everywhere now industries and vehicles are there. Then there will extra carbon dioxide it will produce, extra hydrocarbon it will be produced. Then fossil fuel, what we are telling, petrol, diesel, all comes under the fossil fuel. Wood. Then this will create extra carbon dioxide, extra hydrocarbon. Then that's why they will maintain more heat. They will the more temperature will increase because that heat will be absorbed by the these you can say these gases, and because deforestation is there, then excess carbon dioxide will be not absorbed by trees because they are cutting, deforestation. That's why it will be only in the atmosphere. Then what will happen? That its temperature will rise. This is actually called global warming. Okay. Now little details I will tell you. Okay. I think you might have understood what is the global warming and greenhouse effect. It is very, very important. Everywhere in any competition, general competition also, these terms are used in UPSC. UPSC is coming under general competition. Okay, but engineering, medical, and CSIR net exam for us, that is actually toughest examination. CSIR net minimum qualification is for that MSc. Okay, for UPSC minimum qualification is bachelor degree, any bachelor degree. Okay, and for medical engineering, already intermediate means PUC level or in ISC. Okay, then this question is asked everywhere in all examination. Then now I will tell little more about the global warming. Okay, about 75% of the solar energy reaching the earth is absorbed by the earth's surface, which increases its temperature. The rest of the heat radiation back to the atmosphere. So suppose 100% is coming, 25% they are absorbing, 25% they are returning. Means 25% means the rest of the heat radiates back to the atmosphere. Some of the heat is trapped by gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, ozone, CFC means chlorofluorocarbon compounds. It is not gas, that is some are gas come in the form of compounds. That actually this is a liquid form. It is used in a fridge, refrigerator. It produces cold. In refrigerator, gas will be liquefied, means it will create coldness, low temperature. Chlorofluorocarbon question is also asked. CFC compounds. Okay. Then it will be gaseous form, but it is liquefied also. Chlorofluorobenzene and water vapor in the atmosphere. These gases, actually when CFC will be in the atmosphere, it will the gaseous form. Okay. And it creates low temperature. But these are absorbing. All will absorb the gas. Chlorofluorocarbon compounds also, ozone also, O3 gas, methane gas, carbon dioxide gas, water vapor. Thus, they add in the heating of the atmosphere. This causes global warming. Already we know that in cold places, flowers, vegetables, and fruits are grown in glass covered area. In glass covered area called greenhouse. Glass covered areas called greenhouse. Humans also live in a greenhouse. Already I have told you. We are not surrounded by glass, but a blanket of air called the atmosphere, which has kept the temperature on Earth constant for centuries. But it is now it is undergoing change through slowly, just as the green glass, glass in a greenhouse, just as the glass in a greenhouse holds the sun's warmth inside. Whatever is entering there, it will be retained. Okay. In a greenhouse, or you can say glass in a greenhouse holds the sun's warmth inside atmosphere, and inside atmosphere traps the sun's heat near the Earth's surface and kept it warm. Okay. This I am telling you about the this thing, greenhouse. Glass in a greenhouse holds the sun's warmth, means heat, inside atmosphere. Okay. They will hold the sun's warmth inside atmosphere, and inside atmosphere is there. Inside atmosphere traps the sun's heat near the Earth's surface and keep it warm. This is called natural greenhouse effect because it maintains the temperature and makes the Earth perfect for life. Okay. In general also, with us also same things will happen. Same things. This I told you what is the actually um, global warming. In a greenhouse, visible light passes through the transparent glass. Visible in a greenhouse, visible light passes through the transparent glass and heats up the soil and the plants. The warm soil and plants emit infrared radiation. Since glass is opaque to infrared radiation. Infrared is also called heat radiation. Infrared radiation is called heat radiation. It partly reflects, means glass partly reflects and partly absorbs these radiation. This mechanism keeps the energy of the sun trapped in the greenhouse. Similarly, carbon dioxide molecules also trap heat as they are transparent to sunlight, but not to the heat radiation, means infrared. It will not absorb the infrared. If the amount of carbon dioxide crosses the delicate proportion of 0.03%, means 0.03%, if it crosses the natural greenhouse balance. Ours are natural greenhouse balance. Remember, natural, that is a glass greenhouse made up of glass, but our is a natural greenhouse. These things, our atmosphere is just like a earth is just like a natural greenhouse. Then if this carbon dioxide, if it is crosses 0.03%, then the balance may get disturbed. Balance of carbon dioxide may get disturbed. Carbon dioxide is the major contributor to global warming. Besides carbon dioxide, other greenhouse gases are methane, water vapor, nitrous oxide, CFC, means chlorofluorocarbons, and ozone. Methane is produced naturally when vegetation is burned, means after the things growing the wheat, paddy, they will burn that plants, dried plants, they will burn them. From that, because that will create hydrocarbon. Then methane is coming hydrocarbon, ethane is coming hydrocarbon. Then this is produced. Methane is produced naturally when vegetation is burned, digested, or rotted in the absence of oxygen. Large amounts of methanes are released in paddy fields, coal mines, from rotting garbage dumps, and by fossil fuels. Chlorofluorocarbon are man-made industrial chemicals used in air conditioning, etc. CFC are also damaging the ozone layer, O3. This is found in stratosphere, after the troposphere, and they actually capture the UV light, harmful light for us. Then now it is making this CFC. CFC is found in atmosphere, that they are making a hole in this ozone layer, and that's why from that hole That is also called depletion of ozone layer. From that hole, this gas will come, UV light, not gas, ultraviolet light comes towards Earth, and it creates a big problem, cancer, skin cancer. Okay, then this I told you. Now nitrous oxide, like that NO is nitric oxide, NO2 nitrogen dioxide, correct, and others are also there. It can form nitrate also, nitrate, NO3 minus, nitrite also, NO2 1 minus. Then all together we can N2O5, N2O3 is less, but all come under the oxides of nitrogen. But NO and NO2 is, these two are creating main problem. NO and NO2 and NO3, NO2. NO3 is a nitrate, NO2 nitrite, NO3 1 minus, NO2 1 minus. HNO3 and HNO2 both are acid, they form, and it comes towards the earth with the rain, and that happens only in the lightning time. Okay, lightning time in rainy season. Then now this nitrous oxide occurs naturally in the environment. In recent years, their quantities have increased significantly due to the use of chemical fertilizer and burning of fossil fuel, because in organic compounds, natural organic compounds in plants, trees, in their wood, that carbon will be also there, nitrogen will be also there, sulfur will be also there, oxygen will be also there, fluoride, chloride, bromide, iodide, 7 I told you, including halogens. All are available, phosphorus also. All are available, may be present in wood, which are coming from the plants and trees. Then if it will this wood will burn coming from the plants and trees, then they will create also sulfur will convert to SO2 in presence of oxygen. Carbon will convert to carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide. Nitrogen is also present. Then nitrogen will convert into nitrogen gas also, NO also, NO2 also, N2O3 also, N2O5 also, in presence of more oxygen. Then all hydrocarbon also you will get from this wood or fossil fuels, means from petrol, diesel, kerosene. Then these are the main source of pollution. Okay. Then now I was telling about the nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxides occurs naturally in the environment. In recent years, their quantities have increased significantly due to the use of chemical fertilizers and the burning of fossil fuels. Ammonium ferrous sulfate, you might have heard. Okay. Then as a fertilizer, these are used. Then their ammonia is there. Ammonia means nitrogen. Nitrogen is there, correct? Then that will also come out and it will form various oxide. Then chemical fertilizers nowadays people are using, and from that also nitrogen is coming. If these trends, I am telling you, if these trends continue, then what will happen? The average global temperature will increase to a level which may lead to the melting of polar ice caps, and flooding of low-lying areas all over the earth. This is the consequence. If temperature will increase, then what will happen? It will lead to the melting of polar ice caps. It is fully covered with ice. It will melt. It will lead to the melting of polar ice caps and flooding of low-lying areas all over the earth. Increase in global temperature. Increase in the global temperature increases the some infection. Increases the infection like disease like dengue, malaria, yellow fever, sleeping sickness, etc., etc. Then this I have told about the global warming. Now I am going to tell about the acid rains. Acid rain. Now again I want to brief it. Acid rain is very, very important, and question is asked in a general way, in general competition, not only engineering and medical. Okay, engineering, medical, pure chemistry question they are asking, but some chemistry, that is the evergreen subject. Everywhere it will interfere, everywhere. You can't tell the place where chemistry is not involved. Wherever material is there, matter is there, there chemistry will be there. Whatever you see from eye, only matter you can see, other things you can't see. You will see trees, you will see the plant, you will see the land, you will see the water. Then everywhere these are the matter. Plant is a matter, tree is a matter, land is the matter, water is the matter, even the air which you can't see, there also it is the matter. Gas, all gases, mixture of gases, that is also matter. Then now you can understand you can say value or power of chemistry also. Because everywhere some matter is there. Wherever matter is there, anywhere, either you see the wall you can see anything, color you can see, anywhere you will see anything. All are made up of matters, a special type of matter. And then when matter is there, then elements are there. Chemical elements are there. That common 103 are there. That will there. That's up to 118 are there. All are available everywhere. Because you can tell also all inverse is made up of from these elements only. Then now you can understand where chemistry is not there. Everywhere chemistry is there. Wherever matter is there, chemistry is there. Hence question is asked in all examination. General question they are asking because this is affecting to the human being. That's why importance has been given to chemistry everywhere. Then now I am going to discuss about the acid rain. Then acid rain, I will want to brief it that acid is forming in atmosphere. Acid is forming in atmosphere. How? You will think how? Then now sick. What I told you that matter, that chemistry is everywhere. Then now you can understand that during thunder strike means lightning, rainy season. In rainy season, that what happens, generally nitrogen gas and oxygen gas is there in a stratosphere. Okay, troposphere is not there, but in a stratosphere, it is all gases are there. Then generally at ordinary temperature, nitrogen and oxygen, it will not react. But at very high temperature, both can react. That's why during thunder strike means lightning, rainy season time, you have heard the this thing, sir. Thunder strike voice also. That time temperature will be very high temperature, and that temperature will be sufficient to break nitrogen triple bond. It is very strong. Strongest bond is the nitrogen N bond, triple bond. Then in that high temperature, this bond will break. This bond will break, and when this bond will break, oxygen, their bond also will break, and all possibilities that whatever possibility is there, all things will form, because now N is free, O is free, that is in atomic form. Then it can form NO, nitric oxide. It can form NO2, nitrogen dioxide. It can form NO3, 1 minus, nitrate. It can form NO2, 1 minus, nitrite. Okay? And now moisture is there in atmosphere. Moisture, water. Then what will happen? Water is there, then it can form H plus, OH minus. H plus is there. Then when H plus is there, then NO can convert to NO2. If in presence of more air, NO will convert to NO2 at high temperature only, and NO2 convert to NO3. All things happen at high temperature. Nitrate is formed, and nitrate will form, the H is there, it will form HNO3, nitric acid. Again it can form HNO2 also. H plus is there, then it can form HNO3, HNO2. Nitric acid, nitric acid or HNO2, nitrous acid. This is the one form of acid. It will come with the rain. It will mix with the water and it will come to the earth. One thinks how nitric acid is forming in atmosphere, I told you. Now second things, that from the industries come to the troposphere, means on land. Many, you can say, industries are there, they are releasing, emitting sulfur compound. And sulfur compound means what? SO2, SO3, these are available in atmosphere. SO2, SO3s are available in atmosphere with air, not in a natural way, artificial way, coming from the industries or from the automobile. I told you, everywhere in petrol, diesel, kerosene, wood, when it will burn, then sulfurs are present in that. Sulfur will convert to sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. It will go to the atmosphere. Then SO2 converts it to SO3 if more oxygen is there. And SO3 is there, and in water is also there. Then H2O plus SO3. What it will form? H2SO4, H2O plus SO3. 3, and here H2O, 1 oxygen, 4, and H2SO4. It will form sulfuric acid. Then now see, large quantity of sulfuric acid will be also formed if SO3 is more. SO2 is more, then that will convert to SO3. SO2 means you can understand that SO3 only. Okay, quickly it will convert in the if oxygen they will get, it will convert to SO3, and SO3 plus H2O, H2SO4. Then now two major acid is formed in atmosphere, and that will come down. that will come down with the rain, and it will go everywhere. But wherever it will go, these two acids, they will create problem. In dry places, that land will absorb. If a dry places is there and it is raining, that place will absorb. Land also will absorb. Plant also it will absorb. With the water, ultimately everywhere it will go. Then it affects agriculture, it affects the plant. Not only that, because these are acid. Stone also, limestone, even for these things, hilly areas, big mountain, that will also affected by acid rain, because that is a calcium sulfate, calcium carbonate. Then this acid, in presence of acid, all will, I can say, break down, will break down. Even the, I can say, our house, when their mountain they can crack and other things they can do, then what our house, it can affect to our house also. Even the pipes, metal pipes, that also can be rusting will be there, rusting, and that will break. Okay, that is also called corrosion. It will be corroded. Then everywhere it affects. Then I have told you about, I have briefed you about the these things, acid rain. Okay. Then now just I will tell a little more. Okay. Then here already I told you that it is acid, it is forming acid. But generally, actually water is normal, neutral, its pH value is 7. Neutral, if nothing is mixed with water, no acid, no base, nothing is mixed, then water is neutral, pure H2O, and its pH is 7.0, 7 only. Water is neutral. But due to this acid formation in the atmosphere, pH value decreases from 7 and it reaches up to 5.6. Then you know that less than 7 is acidic, more pH value less than 7 is acidic, more than 7 is basic. Then here you can say rainwater has a pH of 5.6 due to the presence of hydrogen ions formed by the reaction of rainwater with carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide and H2O. It will form H2CO3, carbonic acid, and H2CO3, it will produce H plus bicarbonate, HCO3 1 minus. When the pH of the rain water drops below 5.6, it is called acid rain. Acid rain, when pH value comes down below 5.6. Acid rain refers to the way in which acid forms the acid from the atmosphere is deposited on the Earth's surface. Oxides of nitrogen and sulfur, which are acidic in nature, can be blown by wind along with the solid particles in the atmosphere and finally settle down either on the ground as a dry deposition or in water, fog and snow as wet deposit. It can deposit in two ways. First, it can settle down either on the ground as a dry deposition or in water, or in water, fog fog and snow. Fog, that is a moisture is there, fog. Then fog and water as a wet deposit. As wet deposit means it can deposits in water, in fog and in snow. That time it is called wet deposit if water is present. Acid rain is a byproduct of a variety of human activities that emit the oxides of sulfur and nitrogen in the atmosphere. Nitrogen also actually it goes from the our side when through petrol, diesel, kerosene, and from the industries. That also in troposphere also it forms. That is through mankind, natural way also, mankind also. Acid, that's why it is called acid rain is a byproduct of variety of human activities that emit the oxides of sulfur and nitrogen in the atmosphere. And burning of fossil fuel, already I told you, fossil fuel also contains sulfur and nitrogenous matter. That is actually, for example, coal, oil. No, if they will if these will burn, they will produce. While that is while in power station, there they are using more this oil. There also coal and oil is used in power station, and furnaces or petrol, diesel. Already told you in motor engine produces sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides. SO2 and NO2 after oxidation and reaction with water are major contributors to acid rain, because a polluted air usually contains a particulate matter. Particulate means particle like matter that catalyze the oxidation, means oxidation process will be fast, and already reaction is very simple. 2SO2 plus O2, it forms both are gas. 2SO2 plus O2, it plus 2H2O, then it will give 2H2SO4. 2SO2 plus O2, 2SO3, and 2SO3 plus 2H2O, it will form 2H2SO4. Already told you simple way also, SO2 plus O2, SO3, it will form SO3 plus H2O, H2SO4. But balanced equation if you want to write, then you can write 2SO2 plus O2 plus 2H2O, it gives 2H2SO4. Like that way, nitrogen, NO2 plus O2 plus H2O, means 4NO2 plus O2 plus 2H2O, it forms 4HNO3. 4HNO3 means nitric acid. It is forming H2SO4 and HNO3 means sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Ammonium salts now also are formed. Ammonium salts are also formed and can be seen as atmospheric haze, HAZE, atmospheric haze particle form, also called aerosol of the particles. Aerosol, SOL, AERO, aerosol. Sol means air, just like a solution. Air plus solid particles, aerosol. It is not liquid, it is gaseous form, particle form. Aerosol of the that is particle size. Aerosol particles of oxides. Aerosol particles of oxides or ammonium salts in the raindrops result in wet deposition. SO2 is also absorbed directly on both solid and liquid ground surfaces and is thus deposited on dry deposition. deposited as dry deposition. Acid rain is harmful for agriculture, trees and plants as it dissolves and washes away. How? That I am telling you. Acid rain is harmful for agriculture, trees and plants. How? Then because it dissolves and washes away nutrients needed for their growth. It causes respiratory ailments and disease in human beings and and animals. When acid rain falls, when acid rains falls and flows as groundwater to reach rivers, lakes, etc., etc., it affects plants and animal life in aqueous ecosystem. Means fishes and other things will die. It corrodes water pipes, resulting in the leaching of heavy metals, because pipe will be made up of heavy metals, maybe iron, maybe aluminum, maybe cobalt, nickel, like that. Then these are the heavy metals. It will mix with the water, and this function as a toxic. These are the toxic. Hence, it will toxic matter will mix with the water. That is called leaching. Then these heavy metals such as iron, lead, copper, all will mix into the drinking water. That is called leaching. Okay. Then this acid rain damage buildings and other structure made up of stone or metals. The Taj Mahal in India has been affected by acid rain. Okay. Then now I have told about the acid rain. Now I am stopping here, and next class again I will start with new terms. Okay. Thank you.